split the series, each winning on the other's home court.
Well, it should be interesting, Brett, because both these teams they love the defensive end. One team is going to be pressing a little bit more, so we'll see how the game unfolds.
Pace and tempo, something to watch early for these two teams. Dayton hit 10 threes the other night in their win against GW.
They love spreading the floor. They want you to stretch. They want to stretch the defense out, and everybody shoots the three. So we'll see how that goes.
Wilmoth. And there's Jeremiah. She's only 5'9". She's good for about 10 rebounds a game. And Holly for Fordham. Be curious to see if there's another scorer other than Kavanaugh.
Well, it has to be, and Jeremiah is going to have to pick up the slack there, and you'll see Fordham's going to spread the floor because they don't have the height that Dayton does. So they're going to make Dayton step out and have to defend away from the basket.
Well, Bradshaw with the knockaway and the steal.
Nice pin.
Whitehead got it back. And the ball belongs to Fordham.
Whitehead did a great job of getting position early. She's just got to slow down and make that bucket. Credit Foreman. They're scrappy.
For Stephanie Gately of Fordham, her concern was just the length, the size that Dayton can bring.
And they do, and they should. And that right there is what Hermione has to do. She's got to shoot the open shot. And now you see Dayton's going to push the ball. They're going to try to make Fordham go deep in their bench, and they really haven't done that all year.
Touch for Whalen, being defended beyond that arc. Shot clock in single digits again as Scaife goes to work. There was contact, and she'll follow her miss.
Anytime Dayton can set the press after a score or after a dead ball, they're going to. Just trying to wear down Fordham to make them have to really work for a great shot.
You want to speed them up a little bit, too?
Yeah, you do. You want to speed them up. You want them to have to play a lot of minutes, which they do. They play a lot of minutes.
Kavanaugh can't hit. That's area on Bradshaw. And the Vandy transfer, Whalen with a wild shot off the window.
This is the game Dayton wants, so they want to score quick. They've had great looks at the basket early.
Jeremiah shuffled the feet. Well, Fordham is coached by Stephanie Gately, her 9th year at Fordham. Now, she took over in 2011. The Rams had gone 2 decades without a winning record.
Her first year was tough, but Stephanie's a great teacher, great coach, very patient with her team, and she's done a marvelous job. Won the A-10 tournament champion last year.
Had a couple of trips to the NCAAs at Fordham last year. Was a big one. Lost to Syracuse in that first round. Bradshaw giving up some inches and went right after Caitlin Downey.
Well, that's part of Dayton's game plan. They want to attack. They shoot the three well, but then they want to attack the basket, and they're trying to get Fordham into a little bit of foul trouble. As we said, Fordham doesn't sub. They don't play a lot of players, so they're going to attack. They're going to get to the paint, and they want to get to the free throw line.
So Bradshaw, the Boston native, the South Carolina transfer, to the free throw line. Her head coach, Shauna Green, her 4th year at Dayton last year. They were in the WNIT the 2 previous seasons in the NCAAs, and as she said earlier today, that's the expectation with this program, to be in the big dance.
Well, she struggled not being in the big dance, and she told us she wore her, no disrespect to the WNIT, but wore her shirt wanting to sweat in it and do everything she can to let her team understand that they got to get back to the NCAA tournament.
She spotted my WNIT shirt I was wearing today, and I had 2 coats over the top. That's how she was able to spot it and locate it.
She's intense about it, let me tell you. She is intense. She's done it. She was assistant here. She loves this area. She's done a great job as a head coach here at Dayton.
Well, their first year, they were the regular season and tournament champion, and they lost in the tournament, the big dance, to a 5-seeded team called the Tennessee Volunteers.
Exactly. Ooh, and I tell you, they made us nervous because they're such a good team. They spread the floor. You don't. Everybody shoots the three, and it can be a hard matchup. And he does a great job.
Anna DeWolf, the freshman, with the basket for the Rams. Tough catch by Whitehead. She was double teamed, and that is a foul on Downey. And for a Fordham team that doesn't want to pick up fouls and can't afford them, that's her second.
Well, Fordham's taking advantage of their height inside, and you'll see Fordham really doubles down on the post, and she's either going to get fouled or she's going to kick out for a three, and right then got fouled.
We talk about the importance of Fordham not getting into foul trouble, because, Holly, it's unique how they run their rotation and their lineup. They have 5 players who pretty much play the entire game.
Well, it's the difference, is a tale of two different teams. Dayton will sub a lot. They use a lot on their bench. Fordham doesn't. They're solid with their starting 5, and Stephanie's going with it, and she's been successful with it. These guys got to be in great shape because they're playing a lot of minutes.
Each of the last 2 games for Fordham, they've won by the exact same score, 66-54. Kavanaugh trying to get her first hit.
Nice.
Good find. And there's
You got to make those inside. You're not going to get that many opportunities for that open look right there.
Shaq Fowler no longer starting, coming off the bench. Listed as 5'6". We might dispute that by, I don't know, 5 inches or so.
Yeah, she's teeny.
Scaife with the hit, and there's the first of the many triples we may see today.
Yeah, they're just trying to. She's trying to speed Fordham up, so we'll see how this plays out.
Whalen picked up the personal for Dayton. Scaife is a bit of a streaky shooter, so you always like to see those go in for those coaches on that first big shot.
Absolutely. Now she knows she can make every shot.
Kavanaugh coming off the screen. Hasn't been able to get a hit yet.
Getting good looks. She's really there. Dayton's making her work hard for the ball. She's getting great looks, and just seems like she's rushing her shot a little bit. She'll settle in.
Jeremiah waving off the screen, going to work. Out of bounds, 5 to shoot.
That's the mismatch we talked about. You're bringing a big out and having to guard a guard that can take you off the bounce, and that's very difficult to defend. Whitehead's doing a really good job.
Jeremiah was stopped by Whitehead. Out of bounds, it'll be Dayton basketball.
It'd have been great if Jeremiah, she would have gotten by and taken it to the basket. You're not going to shoot too many shots over Whitehead. It's going to be kind of a cat and mouse game with the size and who's guarding who. So it's going to, we'll see how it plays out.
Ball back in the hands of Shaq Fowler. Hard entry pass.
There's the mismatch they're trying to get, but Chandler's got to put that down.
Dayton up 6-2. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Crave.
And really proud of her. Listen, if you want, she's so loyal for those young coaches out here. She stands for everything of what an assistant coach should be.
We're going to hear more from Calamity and Holly. They sat down before the game sharing some memories of Pat Summitt, and one that you won't want to miss as this game goes along. Kavanaugh yet to get going. Missed her first 2 shots. Fordham just 1 of 7 from the field. That's a foul on Jonathan.
Both Kavanaugh and Whalen, they haven't scored yet, so it's an interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how they start getting their shots.
Downey had to sit when she got 2 fouls. Jonathan, replacing her, picked up a personal that she earned every bit of it on that push to the floor.
Little football contact.
Indeed.
See, Waylon's trying to. There's a mismatch here, so they're trying to post her up and just couldn't get her the basketball. Great defense.
Fowler giving up some height. She picked up another foul. This one, I think, is going against Jeremiah.
Just not a good foul. You got to make her finish that, and that was a tough shot for her. Jeremiah bailed her out a little bit there. Go straight up, make her make a play.
Seven Eastern, North Carolina takes on NC State and get a Stillwater, Oklahoma for number 3 Kansas and Oklahoma State. It's been a crazy week for those Kansas Jayhawks. 1 of 2 for Fowler.
They beat up on the Vols yesterday.
Yes, they did.
Good game, though. Good game.
Holly, what does Fordham need to do to get Kavanaugh some shots or some points to get this offense going?
They're doing it. They're screening for her. She's running off ball screens, on ball screens. She just got to settle in. She's pressing just a little bit. Just work to get open looks and let the game come to her.
Fowler's pass knocked out of bounds by DeWolf.
She's not going to go scoreless this game.
She leads the conference in scoring. 3rd fastest Ram to get to 1,000 career points. Somebody who just doesn't come off the floor basically at all.
Well, I'm amazed she hasn't played in 178 minutes. That's amazing to me. That kid's tough. Again, we talked about her being competitive, and she doesn't know right now she hasn't scored. She's going to keep working to get the ball.
I think there's a pressure knowing that you're the legitimate number 1 and sometimes 2nd or 3rd best scorer on the team.
Well, I think by now she's used to it, and she's going to draw the toughest defensive assignment. Everybody's going to be zeroing in on her, and she's just going to have to be patient, work to get a great shot, and her teammates are going to have to get her the ball early where they'll lead into her shot. And here, they normally pop her out right here to get her a look on it. A lot of the out-of-bounds plays go to her, and rightfully so.
Rams have missed their last 6 shots from the field. DeWolf goes to work.
Yep.
She'll go to the line.
Again, the mismatch. When Scaife has to guard a small guard, she penetrates. And DeWolf, smart player, has somebody big on her. When you do that, you got to drive the basket and shoots a little floater and gets fouled.
DeWolf, the freshman, 14 the other night against St. Louis. Her coach, Stephanie Gately, said she looks like she's 12 years old.
She does. Yes, she does.
But she plays like someone who doesn't appear to be a freshman.
And she talked about she's still learning, and as a freshman you are. And she's directing the team. But it's a tough transition coming from high school to the college environment. It's more physical, it's quicker, it's faster. So for a freshman to come in and play and lead a basketball team, that's tough.
Shaq Fowler absorbed the contact and get an and 1 opportunity. And the 2nd foul on Jonathan.
Fordham they don't foul a lot. They want you to make plays over them. So I'm surprised that they've got 2 key players with 2 fouls right now.
Fowler alone, coming off the bench with her 4 points, has outscored the Rams in this first quarter. So Jonathan, who came off the bench to replace Downey, who got 2 fouls, she's had to sit. So talking about Fordham, how they don't foul and try and stay out of foul trouble. A couple of their bigs, 2 quick ones.
2 quick ones. They've got a real small group on the floor as well, so we'll see what they do with it.
Debussy is checked in. She'll touch the basketball. She has some size at 6'4".
Yeah, I like this kid. I think she works hard to get the ball, and they need to get it down inside to her.
DeWolf spotted that 3-point line, but the smallest player on the floor, and Fowler with the rebound. One thing she's good at.
Looks.
Indeed they are. And Holly, Dayton loves to at least look to see if there's a quick shot before they back things out.
That's their game. That's what Coach Green told us. They want to score in 6 seconds, and that puts the pressure on Fordham. They got to get back. They got to play defense, quick defense.
Chandler may have pushed off. Foul on Julia Chandler. Use that elbow to push Tabusi away.
And Tabusi she's got to come ready to play because she's got that height, she's got that athletic ability, and she could be a factor inside to defend, especially for Chandler. We'll see if they take advantage of her height and what she does here.
Kavanaugh just trying to get something to drop.
Where's that break?
On the push, offensive foul. DeWolf took the charge on Ariane Bradshaw.
Got to be a little smarter than that. They're back, they're set. When you're attacking the basket, you got to make sure that you're going to, you got to go a little side to side, and Ariane took it right at her, and Wolf stood in there and took the charge.
Holly, it felt like her ball handling set up that charge. She lost it briefly, had to look down, and she didn't realize that she was about to barrel over DeWolf.
I tell you, not too many kids take charges anymore. So I'm a defensive coach, so I love to see somebody put their body in front of the offense and take the hit.
More than 5 minutes for the Rams since their last made field goal. Shot clock winding down. Kavanaugh nearly back one in.
Fordham's got to find some offense here.
Ciccone got her hands on it. That ball's loose. See if the Rams could get something in transition, but they're giving up some numbers.
Nice.
One field goal this quarter. It came from DeWolf. She has the free throw as well. She scored all 3 points for the Rams. Shot clock shut off. It'll be Dayton basketball with 24 seconds here in our first.
Well, Fordham's struggling, but if they're struggling, they got to get some offensive boards. And there's only one player right now going to the Jillings was the only one going to the board. So when the shot's not falling, you got to get those easy putbacks, and they've got to get some more people on the boards.
It has been a quarter where the Flyers have shot 25%, yet they're up 7.
Both teams are not setting the world on fire.
Fordham at 7%. Ball in the hands of Fowler. The stop and go move. Good find. Wilma can't hit the putback. The finish.
Great putback.
So a couple of looks.
Camp and eventually there for 2 years.
That's because you did a heck of a... Camp's tough. Now, camp was hard. It was 900 kids. So.
It was different than it is now. Like camp.
We're going to hear a lot of memories from Calamity and Holly Warlick talking about Pat Summit and Fordham with a much-needed basket here in the second quarter.
Yeah, they needed it. They needed it. And here we go.
Fordham went 6.5 minutes without scoring. Kavanaugh got the quick hoop early in the second.
Mr. Inside, Kavanaugh's drawing so much attention that everyone else is having an opportunity. They're open and not set on that one.
Some of the shots have not been close.
Well, she doesn't need to settle. I mean, she's a great scorer, and she's struggling a little bit from the three-point line, and so she's got to penetrate, try to get some shots around the basket, try to get fouled and get to the free throw line. And credit Dayton, they're doing a heck of a job defending her.
These teams have taken the shot clock deep. Whitehead on the drive, goes with the bank.
I like Whitehead. She's a little workhorse. She shoots inside. She can shoot the three, and I love the drive to the basket right there, showing her complete game.
Holly, the question for Stephanie Gately is whether we're going to see Downey or Jonathan, some of the bigs that got 2 early fouls.
Well, she can't sit them for long if she continues not to score. There we go. There's a rebound they needed.
Tabusi, the third big, who's had some playing time with the offensive rebound. Fordham shot 7% in that first quarter.
There she is.
And an offensive foul.
Just a little too strong with the elbows right there.
He's trying to create some space.
Just
6'4" sophomore from Fiji.
She's open right then. You got to get her the ball right there.
She had the seal, and then she was trying to hold that seal, and that's when she got the foul.
Yeah, just extended her elbow just a little bit too much. Got caught.
Aaron Whalen is yet to score as well.
Fordham's defense is just, it's so active, and that's why you see Whalen and people that are out of character scoring for Dayton as much because of Fordham's defense.
Well, it's work just to get some points. There's number 6 and 7, though, for Scaife. Fordham team that averages 63 points a game. Downey back in the game. Fowler, good pass ahead to Whitehead, but she was spoiled at the rim.
There's that transition that they love. They just didn't get anything out of it. That's a quick shot, but especially when you're not scoring.
Feels like Shaq Fowler has been everywhere, getting rebounds, running the point, trying to score.
Great hands.
Almost knocked it about. Fordham ball.
That's such a big part of defense is how you move your hands and your feet, and that was a very good block. Didn't come across the arm, all ball, but they're active. Hermione's hands will continue to be active.
This is a Fordham team, I suppose, like a lot of teams. When they win, everything clicks. When they don't, it's a little different story. And Downey can't hit in their wins, plus 14 points per game, and those losses, negative 11.
Well, you see Kavanaugh is just attracting. She's got 2 people on her all the time, and she kicked out, and you got to make those open looks, and people are going to be open because Kavanaugh's going to draw so much attention because of her scoring ability.
Shauna Green said we can't stop her, we can only contain her. They have stopped her to this point.
They have stopped her, exactly right. Kavanaugh's got to be a little bit more patient. She's getting a little frustrated, rightfully so. Open shot, got to hit it.
Indeed, a wide open look for Caitlin Downey, who had 15 against George Mason, her first 2. And a violation on the Dayton Flyers.
Maybe this gives the opportunity that Fordham needs to get a little bit more flow into the game. So just follow Kavanaugh right here. The majority of their out-of-bounds plays will go to her, and
it was something Dayton was well prepared for today in shoot-around. Trying to identify her. Falls loose, and there's a foul. I believe that's on Brittany Ward.
Yeah, I'm not very sure about that.
I don't.
Well, okay. She was falling, but she gave her a little extra push to go all the way down. Okay, we'll give them that.
Coach Green was up off that bench wanting an explanation as well.
You know, you're a coach. You're also a great official. But you don't want to go out and wear stripes. There's no way. You're the best official you can be on the sideline.
Understood.
Ooh, that's a legal screen, yeah.
Juliet Chandler guilty of the screen, so she picks up her second foul.
Just an unforced error. Just you got to wait on your screen. She's got to get set. She was moving, and they're going to call that every time. They're going to protect the defense on that aspect.
Seeing some of the subtleties of teams that play good defense. You're trying to push off for a little extra space, create some separation, and the shots haven't fallen and the fouls have been called.
Exactly, and you got to adjust on how the officials are calling the game, and it's been a very good game officiated right now, and they're going to protect the ball handler. We understand that, and the defense, you can't put your hands on them, and they're letting them play. They are letting them play.
It'll stay Rams ball, but 6 to shoot.
Kavanaugh's she's going to get loose for this one. I'm going to go out on the limb.
Able to come off the screen,
There
wait
we
for the
go.
flyby.
Oh,
They got the look they wanted.
good look.
Wilman. Shaq Fowler working around that screen. Scaife has been the one player, Holly, has provided some points. She has 10.
Yeah, she got over, ran a little flare screen. Fordham is helping in a lot, so they reversed the ball off a flare screen for her, wide open. Great look at the basket. She's feeling it today.
It's a Rams team that has not hit a three-pointer. That ends an 0 for 13 drought from behind the stripe.
Much needed basket.
Jeremiah with the triple. Whalen a bit out of control, and another offensive foul. Jeremiah, after hitting the three, takes the charge. Holly Scaife has provided some points, though, for Dayton.
Well, Whalen's getting guarded very well, and Scaife is feeling the rhythm.
1 of 9 from the field. This is the A-10's leading scorer, and coming off games where she's put in 29 and 27 points.
Yeah, you know she can score the basketball. It's just a matter of her settling in and getting great looks and open looks. Can't keep forcing the ball. She got to penetrate a little bit more than what she's doing.
Great free throw shooter, somebody that I'm sure the Rams would like to see her get to the line when there's an opportunity. To Wolf, a little bit short.
Great design play, got the shot that they wanted.
Holly, we've talked a lot about Fordham's struggles, but it feels like Dayton should be taking more advantage of this opportunity.
Well, it's interesting that the last 4 possessions before this last one, Fordham has taken 3 charges, so their defense is solid. So if Fordham can get some offensive rhythm, this would be a lot closer game than it is.
All back in the hands of Kavanaugh. She's got the speed advantage against Scaife. No foul.
What'd they call? Kavanaugh's got to protect the ball a little bit more. It was a jump ball. But that's a great look. They cleared out and had her drive the basket. If she's struggling, you got to get her inside looks, and that's what Dayton did.
Dayton trying to get that ball in the paint, and another whistle going against the Fordham Rams.
Taking advantage of the size difference. Jeremiah is defending, and that's a tough matchup.
Jack Fowler, the senior, started at Illinois State, went to JUCO, had a lost season due to injury. She's been on the court a lot here today.
Yep.
Whitehead just shuffled the feet, an uncontested turnover.
She was creating space, but just kind of did it. Took 2 steps.
She was on skates. This was like us in the parking lot today when we got up and the ice was all over the ground.
You can't do that.
6 turnovers this quarter for the Dayton Flyers. Nearly another one.
That's got to go in.
Best look of the day for Kavanaugh.
Sure was. And this Scaife, she's not letting Kavanaugh breathe. So that was a good look. She just didn't go down.
Been watching the facial expressions of Kavanaugh. We saw a smile there. She doesn't seem to be showing the frustration, but you know she's got to be a little bit upset.
A little bit upset, especially when she thinks she gets fouled and they don't call it. You got to let the officials give you that foul, and you just continue to play. Here's another thing, Brett. Her offense has not affected her defense, and she's denying, she's playing hard. She's playing on the defensive end, and a lot of times players will let a certain part of their game affect their overall game. But Kavanaugh, she's still doing the job on the defensive end.
Scaife alone has equaled the points that Fordham's put up, but she's had a couple of misses now in the last few minutes. Good ball movement, but another Fordham turnover as DeWolf travels.
Unforced errors, and the officials are letting them play. I mean, it is a physical game, and both teams have to adjust to it.
This, of course, is we back Pat week. What would Pat be saying right now about the turnovers and the disjointed flow? What would she have to say in a huddle?
It wouldn't be. You couldn't repeat.
Couldn't. That's what I thought you were going to say. I was hoping you might give us a little insight, but I was afraid you were going to say that.
She wouldn't be very happy.
No.
It's just unforced errors will just kill you. It's one thing to you're doing it when you're attacking the basket, but if you just have a walk and you're away from the basket and those type of things. And throw it out of bounds when somebody's not looking, it's not going to win a lot of basketball games.
When you get the open look in a game that's been so tough to do so, you feel like you got to knock them in.
Yeah. I tell you, Fordham is getting in the paint, they're just not finishing.
Inside a minute in our second quarter. This was 12-3 after 10 minutes. That's just her third triple of the year, but that one drops.
Well, I watched her in practice today, and it was interesting. Dayton had everyone shot the three, and I'm not surprised. I like Whitehead's game. She can stretch you. She can take you inside.
DeWolf with another miss from distance. Fordham, this is not a pretty number. 1 of 18 from three-point land.
They're open looks. They're getting open looks. They're just not knocking them down, and that's what Fordham does. And so we'll see what Coach Gately does at halftime to adjust and settle her team down.
Scaife. Well, batted alive. Whitehead was too far under. And that brings us to the end of what was probably a very sluggish first half for really both teams.
Well, both teams appear to be tight. They're getting good looks.
Rebounding person, Holly, as you mentioned, go to work because there's been a lot of rebounds to go get.
Both teams have really been solid rebounding the basketball. So be interested to see what Coach Gately changes up at halftime, and just settle down. Just get her kids to settle in and get shots just like that. Great look.
Another good look that wouldn't fall. Bradshaw on the push for the Flyers. Dayton team that's won 8 straight games. These two teams last year split the season series. Fordham, though, won the A-10 tournament to go to the Big Dance.
There you go. Starting off with your defense. Again, we said let your defense bring you into some easy baskets, and that's what they did. Fordham, if they step up their defense, they'll get a little bit of rhythm, a little bit of confidence. It'll be a better played basketball game.
Love the way DeWolf used the rim to give her some space for that lay-in.
I'm just glad it went in.
So she. Bit of a fling from Bradshaw with a whistle.
That's how they've been calling the game. That's a tough foul. We'll see how they got it on the. Said she used her body. I don't.
And it's on Downey. Now, Holly, she had 2 quick ones. She spent most of the first half on the bench, and she gets number 3 a little more than a minute into her third quarter.
Well, I'm sure Downey, she's got to adjust, and she's a smart player. I mean, again, we talk about Fordham not playing a lot of people, and so she's got to understand 3 fouls, got to be smart. They don't need her to lead this basketball game.
Bradshaw, South Carolina transfer, trying to make 1 of 2. She played for a national title back in 2017, now trying to take her Dayton team to the postseason.
We tried to guard her at Tennessee. She's bringing her game up here and has done a really good job.
Holly, how important in these first few minutes, just from a confidence standpoint, for the Rams to see if you go in?
Absolutely, and that's why that layup was so important. And we'll see how they do late in the clock, because they seem like they're getting late in the clock a lot.
Those shots become a little more desperate. Boy, the guard's doing a good job of rebounding for Dayton, now trying to push. when that first break or that secondary break isn't there, that's when they back it up.
That's when they want to, again, they want to score quick. They want to score in 6 seconds, and they've been trained, they've been taught to do that. So we'll see. That kid right there's got to get on. Again, it's not a good shot for her. She's got to get set. She's pressing a little bit. She's so much of a better scorer and a better player than what she's. Both Kavanaugh and Whalen are just they're pressing a little bit.
Holly Whalen spent a couple of years at Vanderbilt. She was part of an all-SEC freshman team. She's been in double figures in 10 straight games. She has not scored this afternoon.
Well, I can't imagine her going scoreless the rest of the game. And a competitor, a scorer. She doesn't just shoot it; she scores. And so I'm surprised of the outcome right now. But she'll find a rhythm and get on the scoring side.
You're talking about Jeremiah being a difference maker for Fordham, trying to create.
Just seems like Jeremiah's had to do a lot today, just creating and bringing the ball up, rebounding. She's done a lot for this basketball team.
First foul on 3, Kavanaugh. One thing Shauna Green told her team, Holly, before the game is that every point matters, and it feels like that's the case, even though they've been up the entire game.
It does. It sure does. It's just gone back and forth, and I'm surprised on both these teams can score. I'm surprised at the low-scoring game right now.
Downey through the foul, some contact from Whalen.
There you go. Again, penetrate. They're penetrating. They're not shooting the 3-ball well. Penetrate, and Downey gets on the weak side board. Those are the shots that they need. That's an easy bucket for them or an easy foul to get to the free throw line.
Shaq Fowler back in the game with the Dayton Flyers. 3 fouls on Whalen as she goes to the bench. Our Super Tuesday doubleheader on ESPN and the ESPN app features 2 of the top 8 teams in the country. 7 Eastern, number 5 Florida State is in Charlottesville to take on Virginia. Then Pittsburgh squares off with Coach K and number 8 Duke at Cameron Indoor. Substitutions continue.
Well, Downey had an opportunity to hit one of those 2 free throws, so we'll see what it leads to with Fordham.
Chandler had that one just taken away. Jeremiah, like she was covering
a fumble. Man. She was protecting the ball. Ooh, she walked. That's what you see Coach Gately over there. That's what it's tough, because you have a great stop down here on the other end, and then you end up turning it over an unforced error. Those are the kind of plays that will get Fordham back into the game, but you just can't. You can't have a turnover.
They're trying to find some flow, a stop that leads to a basket, to another stop, and it's been tough with whistles and turnovers.
It has.
And this game is a huge one again in the A-10. You're talking about a Dayton team that's undefeated, the Fordham team, the defending regular season and tournament champions. Well, I love the game with Shaq Fowler, though.
She's playing. She's doing a great job. But have really 2 solid point guards on the floor right now. And she's doing a little bit of everything, creating for her teammates. You know what? And she's creating for herself too.
She's a senior that's not starting anymore, and when she was told by Coach Green that she's not going to start, you can imagine any senior might pout just a bit, might be frustrated if she gets the rebound. She said, "Coach, I trust you." And your eyes got big when she told you that today.
Oh my God! For a kid to step up and lose a starting position and then say, "I trust you," that's a total team player, and she's probably playing more minutes coming off the bench than she was starting. So if you understand that concept and you understand what you're going to do for your basketball team, that's a special player.
Put her arm around her coach as well and say, "It's okay, whatever you need me to do," and accepted her role. But you're right, she's almost played more coming off the bench than she might have been in a starting role. Another open look. Kavanaugh, will she get the shooter's roll? And she throws both hands out to her side as if to say, hallelujah.
I can score. She was looking like me beginning. Now she's looking like her old self there.
Fowler tries to answer. Jeremiah, another rebound.
Watch Kavanaugh. She's eyeballing her right now. Skip it.
County playing with 3 fouls.
You understand why she did it. She had Shaq on her, so she did the right things. You just got to go up strong.
Well, the pace has picked up just a bit in this third quarter as these teams try to find just a little bit of rhythm. For the Dayton Flyers, Fowler's been able to get into the paint and score. And for the Fordham Rams, this is music to their ears. Fowler with the triple.
Bucks later.
Yeah, she was something, but yeah.
Well, I love that story. As we back Pat, and they used to say about Bear Bryant, he never got a speeding ticket in Alabama, and I would not want to have been a Tennessee trooper given one to Pat Summit either.
Well, she would, if they attempted to do it, she would stare him down like, really? You're going to give me a ticket?
Chandler with the left hand, and there's Kavanaugh. Now, the game's picked up. Her last three-pointer pushed her over the 1,500-point plateau. She's now 4th all-time in Fordham's list.
There we go.
She's going to work.
Well, she started off 0-8, and now she's 3 for 4. So from the field goal, so she's getting settled in, and look what shot she's taking in the paint, trying to get a feel, get her rhythm back.
All of a sudden, pressure might shift back to Dayton just a bit to try and push this lead back up to a few more points. They've had some point-blank looks, and they just have not dropped.
Well, Fordham is switching on a lot of off-ball screens, handoffs. Dayton's really taking advantage of going to the basket, and they missed a shot, but then you see the rebound there by Chandler.
Julia Chandler will go to the line after the foul from Jeremiah. We have a special NBA Sunday matchup featuring who else? Zion Williamson. He'll look to build in his first 2 games with his Pelican teammates when they host Kemba Walker and the Celtics at 6 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. Haven't heard anything on Zion this week, right?
Oh, gosh. I know they're glad to have him back.
Indeed. So
He's
is the
fun
game.
to watch. He is fun to watch.
It's like there's some confusion right now with maybe the clock. Officials Charlie Hust, Angel Stanton, and Isaac Johnson. Chandler back to the line, the senior out of Toronto. First 2 years at Syracuse. Left some points out there again.
You got to have those options. Get to the free throw line, you got to make them. You got to make them. Those can hurt you down the stretch.
All right, Holly, are you making a concerted effort to get it to Kavanaugh here now that she's feeling?
Absolutely.
Jeremiah
yeah.
around Scaife. How about that shot?
There you go. In the paint. Good adjustment by Coach Gately at halftime.
For a team that had just 10 points in the first half, that's a 7-0 Fordham run. Doesn't feel like Dayton has the right players taking the shots here in these last few minutes.
Yeah, that was a good look. May have gotten a little contact, but didn't get it called, and got to play through it.
Big chance here for the Rams to keep this run going.
Oh, great defense by Scaife. Didn't give Kavanaugh any room. Just didn't have control of the ball like when she shot it. Credit Dayton. Their defense is solid.
Flyers have had just 3 points in this third quarter. Jonathan with her third personal. Sent Scaife to the floor. She'll go back to the line.
Well, that's who you need to get the ball to is Scaife and Whitehead. They're the ones that have been really stepping up for Dayton and in smart play.
Scaife is one of those seniors on this team. First 2 years here at Dayton, you go to 2 NCAA tournaments. Last year, as we mentioned, the WNIT. So for this senior class, Holly, whether it's spoken, whether it's understood, they want to bookend their career with their 3rd trip to the Big Dance.
Well, it's an expectation for Dayton. They expect to go to the tournament. That's what they built this program on, and A10, and it's a tough conference, and a lot of times this conference gets passed by the bigger conferences, but solid basketball, great players, and again, both these teams have been to the NCAA tournament, and they expect to get back.
And both played rugged non-conference slates to prepare them for games like this in league play. You're talking about a Dayton team that played South Carolina, UConn, Gonzaga, Auburn, Wake, and a Fordham team that hosted Notre Dame, played Villanova, Arkansas ranked team as well.
Well, you've got to play those. As you want to get wins, you've also got to step out and play outside your box and see how you compete against the BCS schools. And both teams did that. Credit to the coaches and wanting to put their players in that situation. And both of them did a great job in preparing for this conference play now.
It's not a lot of fun playing South Carolina or UConn, but these teams went through the gauntlet in the non-conference. Right now, Dayton can't get a shot to fall. So that role has reversed with Fordham. Couldn't drop one in back in the first half.
Absolutely. I'd be surprised if we don't see Whalen. I'm sure we'll see her in the fourth quarter.
I think DeWolf walked and did.
Again, 2 unforced errors. They threw it out of bounds and the walk.
Shuffled the feet here at the end.
Just got a body. His defense got a body on her and leaned in and walked.
Dayton's gone 5 minutes without scoring a field goal, but Scaife will go back to the line.
Scaife's like, look, give me the ball. I'm going to carry this basketball team right now, and if I have to do it attacking the basket, I'm going to. And I love her competitive spirit.
Holly, she had a chance to be part of USA Basketball's Pan Am Trials in Colorado Springs. She didn't make the team, but I got to believe that's an experience that shows you what your game needs to do to improve heading into your next season.
Well, you get to play in the summer, too, organized basketball, which helps. And then you get to see, again, what you just said. What do I need to improve on? How do I need to take my game to another level? And it has nothing but is a positive thing. Yes, she didn't make the team, but what positive energy she got out of that and things she can come back and work on.
It's the best on best that you don't get every day in practice in the regular season.
Absolutely. And you're going against the best. You're going against the best in the country, and it's going to make you better. Okay, three unforced errors for Fordham. They got on a little roll. Now and it just takes you out of a rhythm.
Might be tuning in thinking we're about to go to the half. Well, we're nearing the end of the third quarter at 29-20.
There's the switch right there.
Bradshaw's pass caught by Ciccone. Tried to force a pass. Had to take it away.
Ciccone has a beautiful shot. She hadn't seen it. She's dribbled. She's turned it over. She's got to get herself where she can get an open look.
And Kavanaugh smelling a chance to get to the free throw line.
There we go.
What you love about a big-time scorer such as Bree Kavanaugh, when she gets to the line, she's dangerous. 83% on the year.
Look, she's going to find a way to score, and at the end of the day, they're just going to look at how many. They're not going to ask how she did it, and she's doing it now. She's getting her rhythm. She's attacking the basket because her three isn't falling. So now she's at the free throw line, and she's helping this basketball team. And again, we thought she would settle down, and she has.
She's pulled this Fordham team back into this game. She scored 9.
That's who's going to get the shot right there.
Good look for Scaife. Shot clock shut off. We'll see if the Rams hold for a final look here in quarter number 3.
Coach Gately wants them to wait. She's going to use the clock, try to get the last second shot.
See if this ball ever leaves the hands of Kavanaugh.
Probably not.
She had a couple of big threes at the end of the game the other day against St. Louis.
There's the kickback.
McLaughlin off the bench. Rebound Ward. Scaife.
Oh, great look.
She did not get it off in time. And it brings us to the end of a third quarter. Dayton scored just 7 points. Rams knocked 5 off the week of women's college basketball with some of those big matchups.
They just flip who's at home.
That's right.
Just drive up the up the road and play, and then drive back down and play.
You know, Holly, this week we also saw Tennessee play UConn for the first time in 13 years. A rivalry renewed. You played a big role in getting these teams back together, with the thought being that the proceeds were going to go to Pat's foundation.
That was my main focus, was to what are we doing this for, and it was to help Pat's foundation, money raised, and that's what it's all about. And to do that, and I'm sure that they raised a lot of money, and the research is so important for Alzheimer's, and what better way for Pat to make an impact even while she's gone.
No doubt.
So really happy that that research is continuing.
Well done for you and your efforts in that. And how about Kavanaugh with a 3? She's in double figures again. All of a sudden, we've got a 4-point game. Dayton did not score the last 6.5 minutes of the third quarter, and their struggles continue.
Their struggles continue.
Kavanaugh hit the deck.
You see the quality shot she got in the corner, wide open. And so when she did that, she took her time, caught it, and made the play.
She picked up the foul. She's not in foul trouble, but again, this is a player that's on the floor more on average than 38 minutes a game.
And she's not going to come out. Not in this game.
Boy, Scaife twice, lowering her shoulder, can't get the hit. Point blank shots are not falling for the Flyers. The third time is not a shot. The fourth will drop from Whitehead. My goodness.
Rebounding, I'm telling you, get on the boards. One's going to fall, and Dayton just took advantage of it. I love it.
Sequence for Fordham. They cut this deficit down, and then they got some misses.
Rebounds, it's just heart and effort, and we've got to be willing to go.
There's Fowler again. She's going to come back 1 on 3 and go all the way to the rim, but not score. And Jeremiah went for a ride, and
oh wow,
I think they might call foul on Bradshaw. Holly, here's your effort on the offensive glass.
Great look, just keeping it alive, getting it up, getting position. I love it. It's just rebounding. You got to do your work before the ball gets there, and that's what Dayton did. And it gave them the opportunity, 4 shots, 4 looks at the basket. Got the last one to go.
Was not at all happy with that last foul. Bradshaw was on the floor. She was called for the foul. Our officials got together and said, "Yep, it's on Bradshaw."
Called a little. I think she backed in a little bit. That's a tough call to make.
Kavanaugh beginning to get the roll. She's all of a sudden up to 14 points after just 2 in the entire first half.
Got a little bit more pep in her step, too, right now.
Boy, she does. It's amazing how that works, Coach.
It is amazing.
All of a sudden, you're playing harder, you're active on defense. But you liked how she was playing from an energy standpoint, even when they weren't
I did. She didn't let her offense affect the defense. So
should be a tie if it is. Arrow in favor of Fordham. Let's go back and watch Kavanaugh go to work. All of a sudden, she's starting to create and score.
Well, they were dropping back. Whitehead was playing her for the penetration, and what did she do? She does a little step back and finishes the play. Smart player.
How is it those shooters get those rolls like that, too?
They're in the gym all the time. She's probably shot that shot 1,000 times.
She started 0 of 8, 4 of 5 since. That one went around and out.
She was feeling it.
She was.
Can't blame her.
You get the feeling like this is a big possession for Dayton. Scaife. She was determined to get that one in.
Scaife has a will right now. She's not going to let this team lose this basketball game, and they've needed her effort.
How about that one? She swung it out of bounds with her left hand.
She's all over the floor.
Bench loves it. Look at that look from Scaife.
She loves it. She got up.
She used the left hand.
Look at her. If I blocked it like that, I'd probably be doing more than that.
frantic sequence here with the ball flying all around the gym, and it belongs to Dayton. Two head coaches in the last shots, Holly, looking to their bench saying, what am I missing? What do I need to tell my team right now?
They're just trying to find a little bit of a rhythm here, and I'm waiting for Whalen to get into this basketball game. But you know what? Scaife is doing a great job just taking over.
No foul on Kavanaugh. Ball's loose on the floor. Picked up by Whitehead and a whistle. That is number 4 now on Jeremiah, and that is a player Fordham wants to keep on the floor.
Yeah, I don't know. Was Kavanaugh's a block? Or was it a charge? To me, it's got to be called something, and officials let her get back up. But
Whitehead trying to reach double figures, and she does with that free throw. Our next big Monday doubleheader on ESPN, and the ESPN app could feature the return of Cole Anthony. 7 Eastern, North Carolina takes on NC State and Raleigh. We'll take you to Stillwater, Oklahoma for number 3 Kansas and Oklahoma State. Roy Williams hoping to get Anthony back. His team finally allowed him to get that win to pass Dean Smith, his mentor, and I know that was emotional.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. Dean Smith is carrying on a great tradition at North Carolina, and his team has dealt with some injuries, but, man, they're still strong.
Boy, DeWolf almost banked that in from the baseline. It'll stay Fordham ball.
That's hard to do.
That's a great horse shot. You could win some money on that.
You could win some major money on that. Very well defended. That amounts play right there. Worked a lot on that. Dayton worked a lot on that.
Kavanaugh will have an and one opportunity.
She finally had she got to show her energy and excitement on the last play. Bumped.
It's foul number 4 on Ariane Bradshaw. I love the ability to hang after the contact.
You can shoot through contact, and this is 3-point the old-fashioned way.
She has 17 of her team's 30 points.
You knew it was a matter of time, Brett, that she was going
right.
to settle in and get the looks that she wanted.
It goes back to what Stephanie Gately told us earlier this week. She said, right now, Kavanaugh, it's the best I've seen her play. And
she talked to me about she has had some struggles in certain quarters, that sometimes she has a little bit of doubt, but I haven't seen that in this game. I think she stayed solid and has stayed focused and has taken some good shots and understood that she's not hitting one, and she's got to create her own different way.
Waited for the flyby, goes to the rim and scores again. 19 for Bree Kavanaugh. And Holly, Coach Gately said Kavanaugh's the player that she wants her to coach her more. She wants more from her.
She wants more. Also talked about how much she is in the gym, and shooters, you're created by what you do and your ability to get in the gym, and there's a reason why she's a great scorer. She works at that craft.
She got Ciccone in the air. I thought Kavanaugh might drive.
Not a good matchup right here. We'll see what Kavanaugh does with it. But look at all the help. So they're isolated. Look at the help in the paint that they have.
Great maneuver to get open. Can't finish. Rebound for Jonathan. DeWolf with a big-time hit.
They just plug along.
And we are tied at 35 at 1 point. Dayton had a 12-point plateau, and again, she's now 4th all-time in Fordham's career scoring list, and she's a junior.
Listen, if I could shoot the ball the way she does, Brett, I'd have some flair and flavor and whatever else.
I agree.
On my game as well.
Well, Scaife has been the point producer for Dayton. 16. She's forced a few, just trying to get something to fall, and she'll go to the line.
She's just willing. Scaife is just willing them to get the lead, and she's just playing. She's carrying this basketball team. You see she's driving, and then what does she do? That effort, she rebounds, and she takes it to the back. There's a little motion, too. We're getting a little hyped up in here.
Well, she got the rebound for her double-double and the putback. She'll have a free throw, and we come back to the UD Arena.
Doesn't that cloud right there look like a penguin?
That looks just like your house. That's being
scoring. You had a little different story with Pat Summitt back in your day.
I wish I was Kavanaugh. My first game, I was 1 for 8, and Pat called me in and said, look, you're doing a great, just building me up. I'm just hanging on everywhere. You're being a great leader. You're a great defender. You're rebounding. She goes, I just got one thing. She goes, don't shoot the dang basketball. I said, yes, ma'am. But the skills that Kavanaugh has, whew.
She missed there, trying to back tap her missed shot, but Bradshaw has it.
I just didn't see the potential in
it.
That's what it
true.
was.
She couldn't see through the missed shots.
You got to give me a chance. She didn't give me a chance. It's all her fault.
That's what every player loves to hear. Don't shoot the dang ball.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. But Scaife will shoot the ball. She is carrying this basketball team.
Well, she uses her physicalness to kind of create some space, but there's Jeremiah playing with 4 fouls to get a big rebound.
And she's got to stay in this basketball game to help Fordham.
Another double-figure rebounding game for the 5'9" Jeremiah. We've had 1 tie, 0 lead changes in this game, but we're down inside the final 4 minutes.
Whitehead's doing a great job of not letting.
There she is.
Yep. Not letting Kavanaugh touch the basketball.
Scaife in rhythm.
Ooh.
Can't hit. Rebounded by Dayton again and Wilmoth.
Well, their size is a factor now because that rebound right there created another opportunity for Dayton. You know, Waylon's going to be, it's time for her to make a bucket. There we go.
And she will go to the line in anticipation or hopes of getting her first point today. What do you suppose the last time she went scoreless in a game was? If ever?
Forever. She's thinking, really? I tell you, and this opportunity right here is because Dayton is all over the offensive boards. They have 13 offensive rebounds to Fordham 0. So the offensive rebound is a difference in the game. Keeps you in the game, keeps you ahead of the game, gives you so many more opportunities to score the basketball.
Downey went to the bench with her 4th foul as Waylon gets her first point, averages 14 a game. Coach Green said, you know, she's a great person. You know, she's the most competitive kid we know. You know, this game has to be one that just, she can't wait to do something to impact.
Absolutely. In the gym all the time, she's getting extra shots with her position coach, not a position coach. So, could be a little frustrated, but those were 2 big free throws for Dayton.
Fordham might need more scoring from Kavanaugh. They've gone quiet in her absence. Wide left from Jeremiah, not close.
Dayton wants to use the clock. Get a great shot. You see a lot of motion, ball screens. They'll run a little dribble handoffs, just spreading the floor, wanting to get great shots.
Shot clock at 4. Wild effort from Bradshaw.
Here we go. Ooh, 2 on. God, there was 2 on one side. You had DeWolf and you had Kavanaugh on one side, needed to give the ball up.
Fordham running a lot of clock. Down 5.
That's a tough shot.
DeWolf gets the roll. She's in double figures.
Boy, it seems like Fordham has gotten the roll out of the last couple of shots now. But they all count, so.
True. Flyers as well have gone deep in the shot clock most of the game. Timeout by Shauna Green. We'll step out, come back to Dayton. The Flyers up 3 over the Rams.
Fact is, every insurance company hopes you drive safely. But Allstate...
Big possession for them, only up by 3, and so I'd be surprised if she didn't go to Scaife. She's the one that's, well, that's a good look. You gotta go in strong. You're looking for the foul.
Hoping
you can't go in there. Yeah, you can't go in there looking for a foul. Great look. Just either pull up or take it in, but go in there confident that you're going to make the shot.
So now a timeout.
Coach Green wanted to come in and set up a play for her group, so you're going to see it going back and forth. And each possession right now down, it matters. You got to get good looks or great stops.
Fordham plays VCU next. The Rams versus the Rams. Need a big shot here.
Got plenty of time. Gosh, she almost walked again.
DeWolf with the scoop and one, and a chance to tie the game again.
That's a tough shot. That is a tough shot. It was a great ball movement. Attack. I don't know where the foul is, but yeah, and the bench, they're going crazy. Coach Gately's going crazy.
And
we're going crazy over here.
Well, we are, and it fouled out Ariane Bradshaw, so she goes to the bench with 2 points, and Shaq Fowler right back in. Second tie of the game.
Fordham's just plugging along. Big possession here. Every possession's big.
Go back to what Shauna Green told her team at shoot-around. Every point matters. Here we are, 40 apiece with a minute to play. Scaife had a chance with a height advantage over Kavanaugh.
Ooh.
No whistle. Dayton back in front. Timeout Fordham. And Scaife
having a great game.
Second straight game of 20 points or more. She had 20 against GW. Fordham advances with a chance, maybe with a 3, to take their first lead.
Oh, that's a tough shot.
Rebound off to Whitehead and a whistle.
Just not. Kavanaugh, let it come to you. You had plenty of time. Just a quick shot.
Off balance, too.
Yeah, and great defense. Scaife fought through that screen and had her hand up, and that's when Kavanaugh just wants it so bad.
Whitehead got the rebound. She'll go to the line, and with that rebound, she picked up her second double-double of the season. So kind of a quiet 10 rebound, 11-point game.
There you go. Smooth shot.
This is a huge free throw here.
Yeah, make it a 2-possession game here. There it is. Ice in her veins.
DeWolf. How about that answer?
Wow. Quick shot.
Holly, you going to let this play out or put somebody on the line?
Yeah, you got to let it play out. Stephanie still has a timeout, too. She can come down with time to score.
It's just 4 seconds, though, difference. Shot clock, game clock. They could use a turnover. Now, the timeout called by Shauna Green again late in the shot clock. Not liking what was taking place.
Well, just too much scatter. Didn't know what they were doing. Getting ready to. It's Celtic basketball arena. There's not a bad seat in this building, and Dayton loves men's and women's basketball, so I'm not surprised that where they have it.
But a turnover, near turnover. The arrow, though, is in favor of Dayton. A held ball is called. It looked like maybe Downey had it. Let's take another look.
Yeah, trying to call a timeout as well. Solid defense. Solid defense. Watch her. She's trying to call a timeout.
I don't see any hands for Dayton on that basketball. None.
Wow.
They're going to go back and take a look, Holly, on the monitor, but
can you? I'm not sure that you can. Are they going back to look at the time? Because I'm not sure you can go back and.
Here we go. Clock stays the same.
No, you do have to foul now. Ooh.
More contact. Kavanaugh hit the deck. And a foul on Wilmoth.
Wilmoth hadn't shot a lot of free throws, but she's 81%, but hadn't shot a big number of free throws.
And that's the 5th foul on Downey, who's been in foul trouble really from the very beginning of this game. Let's see it too quickly. And if nothing else, this ices Wilmoth again, because Fordham will run over and use a few seconds here after the player fouled out in Downey.
Well, they'll put in another three-point shooter, I'm sure. So that appears to hurt with the time and possession the way it is.
You're right about Wilmeth. 81% from the line, but 9 of 11 this season.
Here we go.
Coleman knocks one in. And again, we're in that spot where a free throw here is a huge one to make this two-possession game.
Big free throw.
Timeout Fordham with 13.1 left on the clock here at the UD Arena.
She didn't care if she's only shot 11.
Not at all.
That looked good. She says, foul me more often. Coach.
Only 3 fouls for Dayton. They're going to lend this one run. Too much time coming off the clock. Rebound Whalen. And Dayton's a little bit closer to holding serve here at home.
Yeah. That's the same shot that Kavanaugh shot earlier, and she probably could have gotten a little bit better look, but you know what? Gave it a chance, and it had the opportunity to go in. Fordham has another timeout, so I would anticipate if she scores these or misses, they'll put a quick timeout.
Whalen 75% from the line. Did a victory lap.
There you go. She'll take it.
Give Dayton's defense some credit as well today. Fordham, lowest shooting percentage of the season.
Absolutely. Fordham just dug themselves in the hole the first 2 quarters, and
by the way, that lost in Hoosiers. They lost to Milan back in the day, if you're a movie buff.
Yeah.
She's had a big game today. Right now, Fordham just trying to get it in.
Got to shoot it.
Kavanaugh will score, and 0.4 of a second remain. And the Dayton Flyers have now won 9 straight games. Holly, it wasn't always pretty, but these two coaches meet, and Dayton will gladly take it.
I tell you, these two teams